Hi, and welcome to Living and Learning. So today we're going to address some short answers. Now, these short answers are to questions that I get from viewers or from the high school and college students that I meet with, and sometimes the parents and counselors as well. I'm going to talk today about this concept of self-advocacy. What is self-advocacy? You hear about it a lot in academic circles, in school, if you're or have been on a IEP, an individualized education plan. You hear that terminology a lot. But in truth, what self-advocacy really is out in the real world is assertiveness, speaking for yourself, hopefully in an appropriate way, and it's being proactive. So these are behaviors that can become habits for you that are not just useful in an academic or in a school setting, but they're useful in almost every aspect of your life, whether you're on a team, in a drama production, if you're looking for an internship or a job and dealing with a boss situation. So it becomes really important to learn what that is and try to adapt and grow and develop these skills as early as you can in life, because it will only serve you well. I really promise you that. So in the students that I deal with, they tend to fall, sometimes they even migrate from one camp to another, but they tend to fall in three camps. So we have one camp of students that will never ask for help. They will struggle with something for so long, or perhaps they're just not interested, but they would rather drink battery acid than actually go to a teacher and ask for help, right? Then you have the second group of students who might ask when they have trouble now and then, but oftentimes I find that those students will wait until they're almost at the end of the marking period or at the end of a project. Maybe they've procrastinated. If your teacher, imagine this has probably happened to you, where the teacher gives you a 1 month long project. Now they're doing that because they know that it can't be done in a couple of nights, right? But you've waited until 3 nights before it's done and you haven't started it. So some of those students will go then to talk to the teacher. Well, you're not going to get the best advice. You're not going to be able to get the kind of grade and end product that you're looking for if you do that. So they tend to not do it soon enough. That means they haven't been proactive in that case. They've been assertive, but not proactive, okay? The third group of students might be very proactive as soon as they sense that something is just going to be a little bit challenging for them. They'll immediately raise their hand, ask for help, go to the teacher, ask their parents, get a team of tutors and entourage of people to help them through whatever that subject matter or project is. But what happens is when they do that too often, right? On the good news side, they might get better grades. On the negative side, a lot of times those students left to their own devices don't know how to organize their own work. And when they move on to college and they're in a setting where they actually have to show up at a tutoring center or they actually have to ask a professor for help when they never did it before because perhaps their mom is an engineer and knows physics and mom always helped them with physics, or their dad is a journalist so their father always helped them with their English essays. Now all of a sudden they're in a college setting and the training wheels are off and they're trying to ride the bike essentially and they're wobbly and they can't do it or they wait too long. So the point is learn some of these skills of how to ask for help, when to ask for help, and be proactive. Don't wait till the last minute. If you are the kind of student that you know from the get-go that math is not your cup of tea, for instance, and you're taking pre-calc, you might want to go to that teacher, or if you're in the college setting, go to the professor right away and tell them that this is a difficult subject, but I'm up for the challenge. I just want to give you a heads up for that. Can you recommend a good tutor if I need one in the school setting? Or can you recommend any aids or resources that might help me out? I know I have your book and I know you have office hours, but what else might help? That's just one example of how you can be proactive. The other thing is when you have an exam, if you're at the high school level, put in your calendar when the marking period is. I'm amazed at how many students don't know when their marking periods end. So that means they're just doing their work day to day and not knowing, do I have all my homeworks in? Have I handed in all my assignments? Those kinds of things, or even have any idea of what grade they might be getting. Now, in junior year, that becomes very important for colleges because that is the one whole year that the colleges are going to be looking at your grades. So again, assertiveness, if you need some public speaking training on how to actually ask those questions, you can do some role playing with a teacher, but I would say just go for it. Practice talking to your teacher or go to your guidance counselor and say, oh, how can I approach this teacher for this kind of help? And if you're at the college setting, again, go and ask for help. Show up at the professor's office hours and get that help, right? But don't wait till the midterm. Don't wait till the end of the marking period, because by then it may in fact be too late. So I hope that's been helpful to you about being self-advocates, in essence, being assertive in an appropriate way and being proactive. Thanks for listening, and I hope that's helpful. See you at the next session.